So the Dragon Ball official website has released some of the drafts for Chapter 75. This is a pretty hyped chapter because we're going to get to see Vegeta in action for the first time in his new form. So in the previous chapter, Granolah revealed that he was only using half of his strength against Goku, and then once he went full power, he wound up catching Master Ultra Instinct Goku off guard and straight up defeated him. So that led to Vegeta stepping up, and of course Vegeta didn't really fare too well, but that led him to reveal his new transformation. And at that point, in my opinion, it was implying that Vegeta was using Hakai energy to achieve this form. And that being said, we still don't truly understand what's going on with him yet, and hopefully we're gonna find out in this chapter. And actually, we might be getting some insight into what his abilities may or may not be from these translations that we're getting from Herms98 on Twitter. Love this guy. He's one of the backbones of the Dragon Ball community. But let's go over these drafts because we're actually getting some insight into, I guess, what could be the beginning of the fight between Vegeta and Granolah. So I guess we see Vegeta like charging up some of that new kind of ki that we saw revealed in the previous chapter. It kind of like resembled flames. But this could just be what, I don't know, maybe Hakai energy looks like when it's like emanating from you maybe. And it looks like it's getting like blown at Granolah, and he's not liking this, and he like swats it out of the way. But it appears that like instantly after doing that, Vegeta is like in his face. So that's a cool little maneuver that Vegeta did. And Vegeta grabs him by the collar, and we get like that classic Dragon Ball frame. It's like one guy is superior to the other and lifting them up by the scruff of their neck or their collar or something. And this style of panel has definitely influenced the future generation of Dragon Ball artists. Like, I'm sure you've seen hundreds of thumbnails of fan art with this exact pose. But then he like pulls him in and headbutts him and tosses him to the side. But Granolah is able to regain his composure, but Vegeta like instantly comes over him with like a double hammer fist. This is a classic move we've seen in Vegeta's repertoire throughout the series. So before we go any further, let's go over Herm's translations for this sequence. So I guess the title of this chapter is A God of Destruction's Power. So hopefully that means we'll get some reasonable exposition on what's going on here. Then Granolah was saying, what do you mean your power has no limit? This is in reference to what Vegeta said at the end of the previous chapter, when he was like, a God of Destruction taught me the power derived solely from instinct is unbounded. That's Viz's translation, but I guess another translation could say like, no limit. Then Vegeta says, you've really gotten cocky. Get ready, because now I'm going to get rough with you. Nice one, Vegeta. So let's look over the other set of drafts that we got for this sequence. So I guess this is continuing what we were just talking about. Like Granolah had just gotten double hammer fisted, and he's hitting the ground, and once again, like regaining his composure, getting his footing, but Vegeta is once again right there at the rebound and just kicks him in the face. And he launches Granolah into the air, and then he starts aiming down with like his fingers, like in an attempt to like fire a beam at Vegeta or something. But you guessed it, Vegeta is again one step ahead of him, right behind him, and like knees him in the back of the head. So then he knocks Granolah into the woods, but it appears that that finally snapped Granolah. He's not liking getting dominated by Vegeta here, and he like instantly shoots out of the woods after getting knocked down there and like launches into Vegeta, Goku into like King Piccolo style. And it's hard to make out exactly what he's doing here. Either he's like double punching him or he's like double vital point striking him. Considering that when Granolah goes to like the midsection, he usually does vital point strikes, so maybe that's what he's doing here. But also, this is like a super aggressive attack, so maybe it's just fists instead, or maybe it doesn't even matter. But this successfully lands on Vegeta, and he spits up some Kool-Aid, but it doesn't really seem to affect him that much because he starts grinning in crazy classic Vegeta fashion. And Herm's translations for this sequence are Vegeta saying, the way I am now, the more my fighting spirit burns, the stronger I grow. If you're familiar with One Punch Man, that term fighting spirit definitely rang a bell. There's a character in One Punch Man called Metal Bat whose ability is pretty much referred to as fighting spirit, where he essentially becomes stronger the more damage he takes. Now, I'm definitely not saying that this is what's going on with Vegeta here, but I'll just say that it's kind of interesting that Granolah finally lands like a serious blow onto Vegeta, and then he starts grinning like in excitement. And then I guess that's when we're getting the line, the more my fighting spirit burns, the stronger I grow. So I'll just say that there is a possibility that one of Vegeta's abilities in this form is the more damage he takes, the stronger he gets. Now, why would that be one of the aspects of this form? I mean, we didn't really see that happen with Beerus, at least I don't think we did. So I'm not entirely entirely sure, or it could just be how this affects a Saiyan. Maybe this is just exclusive to a Saiyan using Hakai energy to achieve a new form, maybe? Not really sure, but I just wanted to put that out there because I think it would be kind of interesting if Vegeta did develop that ability. Although it would be way more broken to have that ability in the Dragon Ball world as opposed to the One Punch Man world. But Herms goes deeper into that line, so maybe we can get a better understanding of it here. Because Herms says, grammar-wise, it seems that the more his fighting spirit is made to burn, the stronger he gets. This is probably why he says it after Granolah hits him. The tougher the competition, the more revved up he gets. So either he's getting like a tangible power boost, or he's becoming more unhinged, maybe? Because like I said, this face is, it's undeniable. Like, he looks very menacing here. And the lack of eyebrows and the eyes don't help either. And I talked about in the previous chapter how there's a possibility Vegeta might, like, temporarily lose his mind or black out or something. Like, maybe the more Hakai energy that goes into him, the more of a god of destruction he becomes. And maybe he loses more and more empathy until he eventually gets to the point of where he's like Beerus, where he essentially has little to no empathy. And I say little to no because obviously he shows favoritism to the main cast. But I think that would be interesting if it gets to that point. And another thing that I pointed out was we see the new Ceruleans leaving like their encased cities in the beginning of the previous chapter. And I thought that maybe that could mean there's like some casualties as a result of like Vegeta fighting Granolah. And maybe that's how Granolah defeats Vegeta here. Maybe Vegeta like accidentally blows up a city or something, and then he's like, oh no, what have I done? And then he lets his guard down, and Granolah like, you know, takes him out with a vital strike or something. First, this video is sponsored by the Listen But Don't podcast. Here's a clip from the show. Check them out.
Yo, son, you know... No, the other one. No, the other one. The other one. Oh, you suck. Dude, the original. Yeah, that one. Yo, man. Not that one, not that one. Time for that one. The other one. Time for read the script. No, we never did that. Don't rush it. No, we never did that. Time for read that script. No, it was always let me go. Let me go. But I want to try something different. Let me try. Ready? 3, 2. Okay. 3, 2. Whenever you yell action, no. I'll go. Just 3, 2, 1. Sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm such a troll. Okay. You know what I mean? 3, 2, 1, and then push it. Just like that. 3, 2, 1. Come on. I can't even remember what I'm saying.
So thank you again to the Listen But Don't podcast. Links are in the description. Check them out. But that's pretty much it for the spoilers today, guys. The chapter will be released next week. I think Thursday, maybe Friday. But yeah, if you liked the video, guys, please give it a like and please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.